Okay. There is a delay with me, just so you know, so I don't know what the deal is, but
Commonwealth Auditor, Diane DiZoglio, and you're originally from Methuen, right? From up this way?
I am from Methuen. I am a Merrimack Valley woman, born and raised. I actually was born in Methuen, graduated from Methuen High School, and then I actually attended Middlesex Community College right down the road in your neck of the woods. Lived in Tingsboro for a short while as well, but Merrimack Valley is my home, and I love it here. I'm very grateful to still live here. Be able to do this work on behalf of the Commonwealth from the Merrimack Valley.
So, and you've been a state rep and also a state senator, so you know the general court.
Yes, exactly. So I was a state representative for 6 years, a state senator for 4, and learned about the needs of our community and had the opportunity to fight for change up on Beacon Hill. Saw a lot of good things occur, got to fight for a lot of good things to occur. Also saw some challenges up on Beacon Hill and some areas that need improvement, which inspired me to run for state auditor, where I currently serve, and I am fighting for increased transparency, accountability, and accessibility up on Beacon Hill.
Yeah, I'm all in favor of that because sometimes Beacon Hill seems a little opaque to me. But as an auditor, you check the books and you check compliance for all agency. Is that right?
I'm so sorry, John, but you cut out entirely when you just made your comments.
Oh, okay. I'm saying as an auditor, you check the books and you check for compliance with the rules. Is that right? Well, this is not.
So I didn't full transparency because you cut out. But I can talk a little bit about what my office does. Yeah. I'm assuming that was part of the question.
Yes, exactly.
Can I get a head nod, John? Or Cliff, or somebody?
Go ahead.
I can't hear anything. I apologize, y'all, for whatever this connection issue is. My office conducted state subordinate Massachusetts. I do not any you. They are fully and we entity.
Cliff, I would consider thanking her for her time. This ain't gonna fix. The audio's gone. She's freezing up. We got a bad cell phone connection. I don't know what the issue is.
Are you still there, Diane?
She's gone. She's gone.
Okay. Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, great personality, doing the right
back
thing.
Again.
Oh, you're back.
Okay. Any better? She's there. I'll pin her.
All right, folks, are we back?
Yeah,
We're
you're
back.
good.
I hope you have a good editing department.
It's just us. So, you check the books and you check for compliance with the rules. Is that what you do as auditor?
Yes. For every other state entity, the only entity that is refusing to comply with an audit by the Office of State Auditor is our own state legislature. Legislative leaders, namely the Speaker and Senate President, believe that they are above the law, that they make their own rules, and that they shouldn't be subject to any type of oversight from any outside entity, that they should oversee themselves. That is not the way the Constitution was set up, folks. The Constitution is there to protect the people, not the politicians. But in recent weeks, you've heard legislative leaders weaponize our own Constitution against we the people and say that they believe the Constitution is there to protect them from any outside scrutiny, from any audits by the executive branch, while they themselves actually audit the executive branch. So we're just looking for parity in the law. We're looking to make sure that those financial receipts, those documents, those processes and procedures are released to you, the general public, and that you get access to how your tax dollars are being spent. And what we are doing right now is we are pushing for a ballot question. It's question 1, and we are saying vote yes on 1, bring on the sun, because sunlight is the best disinfectant, and our Office of State Auditor shines a light in the dark areas of state government to let folks know about what's working, what's not working, so that we can make government work better. We can't make government work better, however, if we don't know where to look. So it's really important that folks participate in the audits that our office conducts, and question 1 will ensure that the state legislature is explicitly listed in the list of entities that the Office of State.
So, I understand that they're threatening to take you to the Supreme Judicial Court because they're going to claim it's unconstitutional.
Well, we've actually been trying to get access to the courts this entire time, but legislative leaders refuse to meet us there, and the Attorney General is blocking our office's access to the court system. We've actually asked to go to court before this ballot initiative even had to take place. We believe actually that the reason why they don't want to meet us in court is because they know very well that the Constitution is actually there to make sure that there's a system of checks and balances in place, not to protect politicians. As I said earlier in my previous comment, the legislature actually has a post-audit and oversight committee with subpoena authority over the executive branch agencies. They've had legislative auditors throughout the years who audit not the legislature, they audit the executive branch. And what they're trying to say now is that it's okay and not a violation of the Constitution for them to audit executive branch agencies, but they believe it is a violation of the Constitution for them to get audited back. Friends, that argument does not hold water. You cannot say an audit for thee, but not for me, and you cannot cherry pick when you think the Constitution applies and when it doesn't in order to benefit yourself. So that is what is happening right now. They certainly could take us to court after this question passes, which I very vote yes on one. Let's vote our conscience and fight for what we believe is right, for transparency, for accountability, and for access to financial receipts about our taxpayer dollars. It is not okay that the legislature exempts themselves from public records laws, public meeting laws, and now they're trying to exempt themselves from a basic audit that our office performs of every other state entity. When is it going to stop? And what are they hiding?
So you did an audit of the general court for 2021 and 2022, and you listed 8 items, but it looked to me like you couldn't do 4 of the 8 items because they just stiffed you. And on some of the other items...
I'm so sorry, sir. I can't hear anything you're saying. I apologize. Would you mind repeating?
Yeah, you did an audit of the legislature for 2021 and 2022, but you did
Yes.
look at 8 items, and 4 of them they totally stiffed you on. Is that right?
I'm so sorry, sir. I did not hear your question. Once again, I heard 2021, and that was it. Gonna try again?
I'll
We'll keep doing
try
this until we
again.
get it right. Thank God this isn't live.
Slowly. You audited the general court for the years 2021 and 2022. You listed 8 items, but you said only 4 of them did you get any chance to do auditing.
Okay, I got through 8 items.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the last portion of that? I got up through 8 items is what I heard. Nothing more.
Only 4 of them did you actually get to really do audit, and the other 4, they stiffed you on that.
Yes. So I will respond. I did not get to hear your full question, but I am going to make an assumption based on the limited words that I did hear from you that you were asking about what we were able to get access to in our legislative audit and what we were not able to get access to. So we did conduct an audit of the state legislature recently, even though they refused to cooperate and they refused to give us access to any information, including even meeting with our office.
Nope.
Make sure they're not relying on legislative leaders, lobbyists, other folks for all of their information. But we couldn't get access to financial receipts. We couldn't get access to any information regarding procurement and state contracting to make sure that they're spending hundreds of thousands of our tax dollars correctly. We couldn't get any information about why they use non-disclosure agreements, how they're using non-disclosure agreements to silence their critics using our taxpayer dollars. Those things are really important to be able to view to make sure that folks are actually acting in a legal, lawful manner. We were able to audit the state's convention center in Boston. Folks know in the city of Boston, there's a big convention center that a lot of folks have driven by or actually gone into. Well, we found in that convention center that under the previous administration, that they actually had executed a $1.2 million non-disclosure agreement to conceal allegations of racial discrimination and retaliation, and they did so unlawfully. Now, friends, this is a taxpayer-funded agency. It's your tax dollars that are paying for that type of thing. They also executed unlawful no-bid contracts to folks who are friends, supposedly, with folks who had worked there. Listing out some ethical concerns that were raised that we referred to the State Ethics Commission. We referred these matters to the Attorney General's office, but we were able to uncover that and identify those challenges. We can't see that type of information in our own state legislature right now because legislative leaders are saying that they are going to audit themselves and that they don't need anyone else to look at their books, including you, the taxpayer. That's unacceptable.
Do you think that this is a culture in the general court, and it doesn't matter whether the Democrats are dominating or the Republicans?
Beacon Hill is no longer about Democrat or Republican. It is about people who have power and everybody else in Massachusetts. Even legislators who, whether they're Democrat or Republican, I myself, like I said, served in the legislature for 10 years, they're not getting full access by and large to documents that are coming up for votes. We just saw this climate legislation come up that was
What do you want to do, Cliff?
As soon as we go back, I'll terminate it. As soon as she comes back up.
Just ask her what steps are going to be taken once it passes on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get that to work.
system where legislative leaders control everything. Whether you're Democrat, whether you're Republican, a lot of legislators are not getting access to this type of information until the very last minute. And if they're not getting access to information until the very last minute, what does that say about the constituents that they represent, you, the taxpayers back at home? So we have a lot of work to do in making sure that power is decentralized and that power is put into the hands of the people where it belongs. But this is a nonpartisan issue, this audit. This audit has received support from the GOP in Massachusetts and the Massachusetts State Democratic Party. So we have received support from Democrats and Republicans. We have the most conservative folks in Massachusetts and the most liberal folks in Massachusetts joining hands right now on this issue because this is a matter of good government. And folks know that there certainly are partisan issues that we could, get into, and there are times for those discussions. But this is something that everybody can come together on. And, what a great thing, especially during such a politically divisive time, where we know, especially up at the federal level, there are a lot of disagreements occurring. This is something everybody can agree on.
So if, when it passes on Tuesday, what's going to be your first step?
So when this passes, thanks to you all going out and voting yes on one, we are going to speak as a team and talk about proceeding. I would like to first and foremost get answers to the questions that we asked in the audit that we already conducted that were left unanswered. And that would be, the first set of questions that we would go back to the legislature with. And hopefully legislative leaders decide to this time follow the law. It's actually already the law that the legislature be audited, because the current law states that all departments are to be audited by the state auditor's office. And we have actually audited the state legislature over 100 times since the creation of the auditor's office back in 1849. It's only been in recent years that legislative leaders have refused to comply with the audits that are being conducted. That's disturbing. So we're hoping that when folks
So we're continuing to have audio problems, but I think we've gotten the gist of your pitch, and I, for one, am convinced and fully supportive. I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time to come.
The beige suit that I'm looking at right now with the flower wallpaper. So I believe, honestly, Cliff, that the issue with the connection is on your end, because every time you cut out, I can see John very clearly, and there's no issue with the connection with his computer. It's only really when I hear you asking questions. I hope that helps. I don't know if maybe there's a different location you can move to, but I can't hear really anything you're saying right now. But I can see John fully moving around. And
So, Diane, I want to thank you for thank you for your excellence. Thank you for trying to push this thing forward. And I wish you all the luck in the world. Sorry that we couldn't do this again in person. So maybe after this gets voted in, you can get up extra early and take a ride up to lovely Lowell, Massachusetts. Would love to see you. God bless. Thank you for your excellence, Cliff. I'm going to give you the final word.
Madam Auditor, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, folks, for having me on today. I really appreciate it, even though there were a lot of technical challenges. It's so important that we talk about democracy being on the ballot. We deserve a transparent democracy here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and an audit of the legislature is one way to promote that transparency. Thank you so much. Once again, I look forward to coming back on. Vote yes on one, bring on the sun.
Thanks, Diana. God
Thank
bless.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.